What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another week. We had last week off.
We
weren't here last week. I was, because I forgot that we weren't going to be here last week. So I sat around for an hour and a half, and I looked through my messages like, oh, good job.
Why weren't we here?
I could have been home. Because you were out of town.
Oh, yeah. It was Producer Ray's birthday. That's right.
And Kiki was gone, too, I think. She was out of town.
Happy 51, Ray. Producer Ray. No, I'm just playing. He's not. He's much more youthful than that. Yes. I think he's 43, 42. Oh, 44.
44. Nice.
Wow.
And still sexy.
It's the beard.
Our mini bear. He's on the master batters with me, so he's our mini bear.
I forget how long I've known you for. It's been I would say like 10 years, yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God! So 2 weeks, and what happens? Courtney and Kiki transformed into
Jamie Nova.
We have our special guest tonight, Jamie. She's filling in for Kiki and Courtney. Anna couldn't be here tonight to do that fill in, but welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Tell us a little about yourself, where you've been, what you doing, who you've had sex with. Come on.
Wow.
No, just
Jamie, I'm Jamie Nova, and you guys probably know me from Urban Mo's. I was a server bartender there for about 5.5, 6 years, and kind of moved on a little bit just so that I can bartend a little bit more. So went to Fiesta. It was all right. And then now I'm currently over at Bourbon Street and the new Harvey Milk.
The new Harvey Milk.
American
Well,
Diner
yes.
right on 6th and University, the old city delicatessen.
Yes. I used to work there. I was a busser way back in the day.
At City Deli?
At City Deli. But wow, so when you bartend at Bourbon Street?
I bartend at Bourbon Street Saturday nights.
Saturday nights.
And we did the Dream Girl show there, so but I'm actually going on call now because I'm taking a lot of Harvey Milks is like taking a lot of my time and attention away.
It's a lot of focus. It's a new restaurant, so
it's new, and we want to build the bar because everybody thinks of it as a city deli still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just trying to get some really great bartenders in there. Like we recently just hired Sharon Chambers, who used to work at Urban Mo's, and she went away to Italy for a year and then to Austin for a year. Now she's back, and I snagged her up.
Nice.
So we're just trying to build the bar and everything there, and the food is completely different. No longer the city deli, and it's just more of American diner, classic food, chicken fried steak, like just all that good.
So all the tables
all
are
the carbs.
All the tables are still there, or they've been changed over?
We actually did a remodel we closed on my birthday, January 27th, and then we reopened on February 13th.
Okay.
And so, we did a total remodel. It's no longer the yellow.
All that's gone?
Yeah,
So,
all that's gone. So it's
because when I was there, they had the Andrew Cunanan table. And I remember that was a table he brought all his daddies to, and they sat at the specific table. He always seemed to get that one rounded table. It was in the back corner by where the restrooms were.
Okay, yeah.
And
table 22.
Oh, Andrew Cunanan, 22. So.
Andrew Cunanan table.
Wow. That's been a while. So, wow, okay, good. And what nights do you bartend at Milks?
I'm usually there in the morning. I'm there for breakfast, lunch, and early evening. I usually work Wednesday, Thursday from 10 to 5. And then Saturday and Sunday, I open at 8 and I get out of there about 3, which usually turns into about 5.
Yeah.
and then Sundays, I'm there 11 to 7 or 11 to 6.
Is it becoming like a Sunday Fun Day crowd there at all?
We're building it up, and I have a couple things in store that I'm trying to promote, and I'm working with the bar and the baker and chef, because we're kind of trying to do this whole thing, Sunday Fun Day, high tea at Harvey's.
Yeah.
And then, we'll have a hashtag Get High at Harvey's. And it'll be, we're going to extend the mimosas. Because usually the mimosas around here end at 2, but we're going to extend them.
Yeah, they do. That sucks, Hillcrest. What's wrong with you? 2 p.m.?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
more getting up.
it's, well, when you see, those people stumbling out like around 1:45,
Oh,
2
yeah.
o'clock.
There's
okay, they don't need
definitely
a
enough
nap.
people. Like, there's a reason that it should be cut off at 2. But if you extend it, you'll just get them. They'll just start a little bit later and probably.
Yeah, and see, that's what I was thinking too. If I was extending it, and like in England they do high tea, and they have little finger sandwiches and scones and sugar cookies. So we were gonna do like the $8 bottomless mimosas extended till 6, and then for about $8 more, you can get little finger sandwiches that you can just nibble on and snack on throughout
fun.
your buzz.
Nice. That's a nice way to do it too, because it's not just like you're like, even though you're extending for 4 more hours, you're giving them like little snacks as well.
Yes, we're letting them eat and experience Harvey's food.
Without having to eat like a full like meal or anything like that. Little snack food.
Because like people like, especially when I worked at Urban Mo's, people would go and sit in a big table.
Yeah.
And then they would all get bottomless mimosas, and 2 of them would order brunch, and then everybody would just like
eat,
pick off of each other's like food, and so it's like
no money, no tip.
Well,
hell no. Well, no, I but that's all I would think of is real estate.
But
You're taking up real estate. But
I was just thinking that we could extend it because everybody loves Sunday Fun Day and like being
they
out
do.
here in
And
Hillcrest.
it's big in Hillcrest.
I like doing Sunday Fun Day, but I don't wake up because I'm working till 3 a.m. So I don't fall asleep till 4 or 5. So I'm not up till
Oh my God,
noon.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
And then I come open the bar, and then I'm like, oh, Sunday Fun Day, and everyone else is already drunk and like ready to go home.
Yeah.
But they can't do any kind of musical stuff at Harvey Milk's right now because of the way the liquor licenses are set up and things, I believe, cabaret license and all that.
We can't have entertainers or anything like that, but we are looking into Friday nights. We're gonna have this thing, and I think it's launching in about 2 weeks. Like there's second week of May, and it's called Boy Bar on Friday nights. And Harvey Milk has when you first walk in, there's the bar and there's a lounge area, and then the dining room behind it. So we're trying to do like the Harvey's Lounge, Boy Bar, and we're gonna have a DJ come in.
Oh, that sounds like
and
fun.
guest bartenders come in from LA as well.
Well, guess who doesn't have to worry about their liquor license and stuff when they pull entertainers in?
Who's that?
The Brass Rail, because next Monday, Cinco de Mayo, they're gonna have
Lord.
Robiness.
Yeah.
Robiness is coming here. That's right.
awesome.
She's going to be here right after our taping.
be fun.
We may not be able to do it, actually. Will we be able to? Will
We'll
it
be able to
busy?
do it. We may not be able to do it like at this spot. We might have to move.
I know,
she
she's
can
got
do her
security.
dress rehearsal and all that.
She'll have, the green room, and
Yeah.
we'll be like...
You might be hearing it in the background.
Oh my God, I'm excited.
Testes,
Here,
testes.
the Brass Rail, Robin S. If you never partied in the 90s, she was it. She was the shit. Her and SWV, I remember they had like the little rivalry going on at the time,
That's right.
but Robin S is still around.
Yeah.
SWV, not so much.
Well, they have that show on
This
the Lifetime
Functional
or We
Sisters.
channel, yeah.
Mm.
Being SWV or something like that. I don't know. Something like that.
It's a mess. You know what? They should have more reality shows like RuPaul's Untucked. When they do like after the RuPaul show and they do the background scenes and all that. But did you see this past week with RuPaul's Drag Race?
I did.
Did you, Dustin?
No. I haven't got caught up. You guys told me you weren't going to watch it.
Oh my God.
And then you all start watching. You're like, you're not watching?
Well, this season was like, I really didn't. I was like, kind of like last season, I was like, oh, all right, okay, whatever. I watched a couple episodes here and there and then stopped. And then when the big season finale came, I was like, okay, let's watch it, see who wins. But this season, they actually have a lot of
It's brought me back into
crazy
the fold.
characters. that
Yeah.
I'm like,
Who's your
and they're
favorite?
all so different. When I first started out, I didn't really like Bianca Del Rio.
I didn't either. It took
I
me like
hated
2
her.
episodes.
I was like, oh, she has a mouth on her. and like, she's always putting people down. But now Darian Lake is like becoming the one to
She
be throwing
is.
all the shade. So I'm not a fan of her. I was a fan when we started. But I am, like you, Team Bianca Del Rio and Team Adore
Adore.
Delano.
I have to admit though, Adore, if we're going based on the challenge alone, Adore probably should have gone home. I was like, what the fuck? How the hell did they have He's all just like, yeah, okay. It's like us when we're talking football, or me and Kiki. But yeah, I was like, why the hell did they put Jocelyn there? I kind of thought it was just an easy sacrifice because now it's pretty obvious, in my opinion, that Darian is going home next week. It's just, if they wouldn't send Adore home because of that, they're gonna send Darian home next.
I kind of think Jocelyn Fox is on her way out.
Well, she was already out.
Oh, wait. Okay. All right, and edit that.
No.
Oh, yeah, she went home.
Yeah, she went home.
Yeah,
It should
okay.
have been Darian. And then they kept putting these catty remarks from Bianca about, she's just sniping at Darian. She's like, well, yeah, we've been talking, because remember Adore was all crying, I don't know if I should really be here, and I don't feel good about it. And Bianca's like, don't worry,
now
girl,
I'm
we think
remembering
that every week about Darian. And then Darian's like, you're so nasty to me, da-da-da. So, and then when she won that prize and she told Darian, she goes, it's better than your trip to Florida, isn't it? Because she won the trip to Hawaii. Loved it. I think it's just their way of telling us who's next. Darian's next.
You think so? Okay.
I think so. I think it's pretty obvious.
Well, we'll find out
So this-
tonight.
Oh yeah, it is tonight. So
I'll find out next week when you guys tell me.
when we send them the gay version of EW, Entertainment Weekly. And on that note, we're probably time and due for a break. So we're gonna go ahead and take that, discuss some other things, and come right back.
All right. Bye, guys.
We're back. I feel like I've been placed into a washing machine and shrunk
They're very tiny.
3 sizes. I'm like,
6'1", broad shoulders.
I'm 5'10". I just have broad shoulders and I sit very.
oh yeah,
right.
I do hunch a little.
Yeah, my grandmother always told me that always sit straight up.
Yeah, I used to slouch
Don't wanna be a
like in
hunchback.
school, and then like I just started like standing and sitting upright all the time. I don't know. Probably once I rolled my car, I was like, oh, I should fix my back.
You rolled your car?
Yeah, I had a tire blowout on me, and I rolled across the 163.
I rolled my
And-
friend's car.
Walked away, so I got lucky.
You rolled your friend's car. What do you mean you rolled your friend's car? Oops. What do you mean? What happened?
It was a late night, and I was coming back from PEX,
Uh-huh.
and the Taco Bell on El Cajon was closed. So I had
When
to go.
is
So I had to go. It was when they did the remodel first. This
Okay.
was like years ago.
Okay.
And then, so since that one was closed, I went to the one in Mission Valley, and I was a little bit tipsy, and I took the turn too sharp.
The one by the
one-
mall.
the one
and, like,
right-
In and Out.
Yeah, right, that one right there.
So off the freeway, you took the turn too sharp.
My gay hell.
Yeah, it was kind of bad.
Kind of
Yikes.
bad. I know. It's last
I
week.
walked away from it.
She's like
fine,
years ago.
but
It's last week.
The car was messed up, but
The
everyone
car
else
was
was okay.
pretty much totaled.
Oh.
Sorry, Marcos.
Oh, yes, Marcus. Sorry. Speaking of Marcus, not really. Clippers. What's going on?
Not
Sounds
even
like
a
a
guy
black
named Marcus on the team. Like,
Are you being racist? Because Marcus sounds like a black man.
Oh, that's good. Is it really Marcus? Black name?
I don't
You're
know.
like Malcolm.
I have a cousin Marcus. He's Mexican.
Oh,
There's French guys named Marcus.
no? Well, don't bring him to a Clippers game because that's not what the owner wants, apparently. What do you guys think about all that? That's just been all over the news this week.
It's been
today.
crazy. I haven't heard
Last
the whole,
3 days,
I
yeah.
haven't heard the whole recording. Because I think it's like a 10-minute recording.
Yeah.
But I've heard clips of it, and it's. He tries to say, even in the recording, like, you think I'm racist. I'm not racist, but he's making like racist remarks the whole time and telling this girl, was his girlfriend?
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Even though he's been married for like, he's married and has a girlfriend as well, which is confusing on its own, but that's a second story. But telling her that she needs to delete every black person that she's friends with on Instagram and not post photos of them. And like she had a photo with Magic Johnson, who everyone knows, and Matt Kemp, who is the Dodgers center fielder. And the Clippers are in LA, so it's the teams I think probably work together a little bit, and it was probably at an event or something, I don't know. But one of the things she said was, I thought Matt Kemp was okay because his skin's lighter. Even though he's black, he's light-skinned like me, so I thought that was okay. And he's like, well, it's not. You said you're going to take it down. And it's just insane. Like,
Well, let me quote that real quick for you,
Okay,
and then you
here we
tell me
go.
exactly what you think of that.
Okay.
This is the alleged ex-girlfriend It says, honey, if it makes you happy, I will remove all of the black people from my Instagram. He says, Sterling, you said that before. You said, I understand. She responds, I did. Remove the people that were independently on my Instagram that are black. Sterling responds, then why did you start saying that you didn't? You just said you didn't remove them. You didn't remove and she interrupts, I didn't remove Matt Kemp and Magic Johnson, but I thought, he goes, why? She says, I thought Matt Kemp is mixed and he was okay, just like me. He goes, okay. No, he's like, okay. And she's like, he's lighter and whiter than me. He says, okay. She goes, I met his mother. He goes, you think I'm a racist and wouldn't? She says, I don't think you're a racist. He goes, yes, you do. Yes, you do. She goes, I think you, and then he says, evil heart. I mean,
That's pretty crazy.
I'm a little mixed up on this, slightly.
Honestly, if you watch stuff about it, like SportsCenter's been talking about it nonstop. He's had so many like wrong things that he's done, like over years, but because the Clippers are a smaller franchise, no one noticed or like talked about it. Even if you take the racism out, this guy is not the right type of person to be an owner of a sports franchise, just because of the type of person he already is. And then you add the racism into it, like, it's insane. I was talking to one of my friends about it. He's like, you know what? Like, worst case scenario, NBA doesn't get rid of him. Like, lets him keep doing it. Okay, well, he's going to now have to field a team of all white guys, because there's no way that I feel like any African American will go and play basketball for this man.
Yeah.
And multiple, like the Clippers did they wore their jerseys inside out, or their warm-ups that they have to wear their jerseys normal because of league rules. But then Miami just played today and did the same thing in honor, in support of them. Like, and it's just how this has gone so long, where people knew about it, but no one like said anything about it until
like,
now.
yeah.
Like, it's just ridiculous. Like,
So I haven't really followed it that much, but like, how is it leaked out?
How's it what?
How is it leaked out?
They are, Sterling and his wife are suing this woman, his ex, for potential, they think she laundered money from them. Okay. Like hundreds of thousands of dollars that she laundered money. So she had it recorded, obviously previously, and apparently, whether or not this is true or not, but the wife said that when this happened, like when they brought the lawsuit to her, she said, "You're like, I'm gonna get you back for this." But either way, the recording was way before that. But she at least told them that she was gonna get him back for it, and then released the 10-minute long recording, I think.
Right.
And like I said, I've only heard like just that snippet that you read. That, and it was like maybe a minute longer than that, but that's all I've heard.
Well, here, listen to this one, because later on in a different separate argument, she goes, it's like saying, let's just persecute and kill all of the Jews. He responds, oh, it's the same thing, right? She says, isn't it wrong? Wasn't it wrong then with the Holocaust? And you're Jewish. You understand discrimination. He says, you're a mental case. You're really a mental case. The Holocaust, we're comparing with, she goes, racism, discrimination. To which he responds, there's no racism here. If you don't want to be walking into a baseball game with a certain person, is that racism?
If it's based off of their race, it is. Like, if you don't want to walk in with someone because they're like an idiot or like something like that, that's a different story. But if you don't want to walk into someone literally because of their skin color,
to which he
it's
repeatedly
racist.
said in other tapes the word black or black people, don't bring them to the games. That's not a person, that's people.
It's a description of a
group.
certain group.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because obviously, like, we deal with it a little bit in San Diego, with racism, but I feel like because of how many cultures are here, it's not really as bad. And so you start to like think at times like, oh, like racism going away, but it's not. Like, there's still so many people who are like that, and we're just seeing someone who's in the mainstream, like right up front, like with a good basketball team and everything like that.
Well, see, what I don't understand is why would somebody who, well, we all know that he's very wealthy. He has the money. Obviously, he has a sports team. Why wouldn't he just go choose like another team, like a hockey field hockey team, or like a freaking
Are you saying hockey teams are only white?
Well, I'm just saying,
they're
they're predominantly
majority,
Caucasian.
yes.
Yes.
But,
or like, why doesn't he just like own like an ice hockey team? You know,
Yeah.
like because most of them are Canadian and like.
The,
Yeah, I don't know. And
the
they're
Disney
mostly
Ice
white.
Show.
Like they're mostly Caucasian. Like so, I'm like, why
The
choose?
escapades.
Why choose a team? Why choose to be in a franchise and support and own a
because
team
he's got
that's,
that
like,
plantation owner mentality. He's doing the plantation thing that he did in the South. He owns the cotton fields. He owns all the slaves that work for him. He feeds his slaves the right things.
He said that. And
He
it's
does
like,
all
I
this stuff.
feed them. I
It's
put a
an
house
ego.
over their head. Like,
Do you think
I
it's
mean,
an ego
that
thing?
would be the
Like-
only thing that would explain to me, at least. I'm not speaking for
and it's
everybody,
money,
but
and it's like
power.
NHL doesn't bring in the same revenue that an NBA team, especially in Southern California.
Right.
Like, whereas back east, like there are NHL franchises that are extremely wealthy.
Right.
And there are really big NHL franchises over here as well, but it's just not the following and like the sales of merchandise wise. Like even though both games may sell out in the same stadium, same amount of people, merchandise wise, you see many more people wearing LA Clippers stuff than you see people wearing LA Kings. Even though the Kings maybe like have won a championship recently and the Clippers have not, like it's all off of money, and I do think that plantation mentality does make sense as well.
You know, in my bid to play Fox and Friends point of view here sometimes, I mean, but what do you also think about the aspect that he's so detached from reality that's going on here that he's like Cliven Bundy here. He thinks that he has a leg to stand on here. He doesn't really think he's racist.
No.
But he thinks that the slaves had it better when they were slaves because
I think
they were
that's
fed, clothed.
that's how he was raised.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if you're raised a certain way, you're not told that it's wrong. You know, like even though like other people view things differently, you're raised in a certain beliefs or whatever. Like, and that could be anything from racism to religion at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You're raised a certain way, and that's what you believe, and you believe that you're correct. And an intelligent person maybe then looks at things differently and realizes, oh no, this is wrong. I can change. Other people who are just stuck in the old way. And I'm not saying he's not intelligent. He could very well be intelligent. Being
I don't
racist,
doubt he's intelligent.
Being
I mean,
racist is
got
not
the money,
intelligent,
he's
but it's
got
just
it somehow.
It's ridiculous that stuff like this still happens. And I mean, like I just told you about the soccer game in Barcelona. There was a black player who was taking a corner kick, and a racist fan in the stadium threw a banana onto the field. And the player responded by picking up the banana, eating it, and throwing it away. And now all of like the soccer, like all around the world, basically soccer players are posting
Responding,
pictures on their Instagram
That's what that
of,
is?
of themselves eating bananas and saying, we're all monkeys or something like that.
Yeah.
And just because they're just banding together, and these players aren't from the same country, same team, anything like that. It's just like you see, and same way as like Miami supporting the Los Angeles Clippers. Completely different teams. Miami has a good owner and everything like that. They're not doing that issue there, but they're going to support their own family. And it just shows like how much of the world has changed, and racism has like gone down a lot from what it used to be, but it's still there.
Yeah.
And this is just another reminder that like those people still exist, and it's something that we need to get over. Like it's just.
But do you think there's any standardization that's going on here where now, for instance, with what happened with Arizona a couple months ago, when they started to do the Won't Serve the Gays bill, and then it got passed in Georgia, or is it Mississippi? Mississippi. They passed that in Mississippi. How much of this is starting to become like where if we're going to show this outrage over gay intolerance, now we have to show even more outrage against racial intolerance because we've fought this battle already. Why are we coming back to it?
If we haven't fought the battle already, we're still fighting the battle.
Right.
And
For everything.
Same thing with racism. It's and like you said, like we need to everybody because we're all considered minorities, and so we need to come together and have a solidarity and support each other, whether you are gay, straight, bi, lesbian, transgender, black, white, Asian. Pacific Islander, like
I was thinking that
everything.
earlier. So you're saying then that the LGBT community also should be invested in a boycott, or you didn't use the word boycott,
but like in support,
condemning this action, this man because we're on the same. I believe that. I mean, I think we're on the same page as racial intolerance in that aspect because we are born as we are, and you know, you're born a certain race. You see it. People see what race you are. People are born gay and lesbian, transgender, and you don't see that, you know, immediately upon birth. It's something that is inside, in a sense. But you know, we're all still on the same page with that.
Prejudice is prejudice. You know what I mean? And civil rights is civil rights. It doesn't matter whether it be like, I mean, in reality, it's like the Macklemore song, Same Love. It doesn't matter if it's because of skin color, of your sexuality, of your sex, like with women's rights in the past, like it's all the same thing. And discrimination is going to continue to happen because there are people who are like that, and it's never going to end unless we keep moving on and evolving.
So what about this premise of it? What about everything that we talk about in our own private lives? I mean, I know there's things that I've said in private that I would just be skewered for if it was put out in public, because I don't really mean half the shit I say sometimes, but it's meant in sarcasm, or it's meant as a joke.
Jokingly, yeah.
And that's what he's actually brought up, that private conversations and public conversations are completely different, because he was having a private conversation there that was recorded without his knowledge and then made public to everyone else. But at the same time, that's not him joking. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
very obvious,
very serious
that
and for real.
he's being serious about his beliefs and his racism and prejudice.
But in America, don't we have a right to be racist if we want to be racist?
Everyone has the right to do almost whatever they want. Whether or not that's a correct thing is a different story. Like, yes, he has the right to be a human being who is a racist. Should the National Basketball Association allow him to own a team and make income and profit off of these people who he doesn't respect? No, in my opinion. Whether or not it's going to happen, we will see.
My prediction is Wednesday. Wednesday, you're watching this, it's probably Wednesday because, you know, producer Aaron. But my prediction is Wednesday, he's gone.
I don't know if they'll do it right away. Because the fact that they're in the playoffs right now, in the middle of a series, I do think it's possible they could wait till the end of the season, which is really only like a month or two away. It'll be interesting to see what happens during that time period with fans and players and everything like that. But the players have said, like, they're not playing for him, they're playing for their team and for each other and for their fans.
But there's a big race against time on that. And speaking of time, we need to take a quick break. We're going to come back and finish this topic after this break.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so we're still back on the Clippers and Don Sterling.
Yeah.
Don Sterling, right? Yeah. Stuff. And I guess my own feeling of awkwardness about it is that I recognize that a lot of this was private conversations. And there's a part of my brain that says, listen, as long as there's no actual physical racism going on in how he hires, how he administrates policies, how he does their paperwork and stuff like that. My other part of the brain is considering all this other crap that's coming up about his been sued several times over racial allegations in his housing because he owns a big housing complex in Chicago. He had some 80-year-old woman who was calling in a plumbing emergency, and he had allegedly, he lost the case. So I can say he was found to tell his managers not to respond to maintenance requests to black people or Latino people in his complexes. He lost a federal lawsuit against him in that one.
Well, he's been sued so many times, and he keeps settling. And he is someone who is extremely wealthy and could afford the best attorney possible. But people are suing because of discrimination of him not allowing African American people to move into his like complexes and things like that. And because he's going with like not allowing them and going with a white person instead, and like things like that. And there's all these different like lawsuits that have come up, and almost every single one he's settled. Like he's not, because he can afford to pay it and not to go public, really. And now they're all showing up because you're investigating him and you're seeing all this stuff. And it was funny, like his wife wouldn't make a during their game yesterday. I watched. They tried to interview his wife because she was at the game. He wasn't there, and she wouldn't do an on-camera interview. She was advised not to. But she did say to the reporter that I just want to stress that I'm not a racist. Those are not my I do not believe anything like that. And things. The way she said it, like me and Maria were talking about it. She basically said, without saying it, yeah, my husband's a racist, but I'm not like that. And which makes me think she's kind of setting it up so that she will be the one who potentially takes over the team.
No way. No.
Well, he even said in the recordings in what I was reading, he's like, I'm not a racist.
Yeah.
Is that racist? But obviously,
But you associate and marry a racist?
Prove
Yeah, but if she has no
differently.
actions against her and nothing shows up about her being racist other than the fact that she was married to someone, people have different beliefs. I know it's not racism, but you and Trent have different beliefs about
Yes.
things like tattoos even.
Yes.
But at the same time, you're not held by everything that he believes.
Correct.
So if she separates herself from it, and they've been married for this long period of time, and especially now with it becoming public, the exact girlfriend stuff like that, I could see it very possible that she divorces him and takes the team.
At 80, how old is she?
I don't know.
She's not very young, so.
No, but she's not gonna be against getting the income, and if she's able to separate herself from it,
If
and
you're
seem like
married to a racist, I'm sorry, you're out of my book. I don't care. If Trent were a racist, he'd be out of the picture. My standards are too high for that. It's just period. If she's she's married to a known racist and she's trying to say that may be how he is, but I'm not, there's no way those players are going to accept that. No way.
I think they could because they know her and they know both of them, and whether or not they knew he was a racist and just ignored it before, or they're just finding this out. Well, that'll come out because they're not going to talk about it right now or anything like that, especially if he remains to be their owner, because in the end of the day,
He writes
like
the
them.
paychecks.
Yeah, it's a job.
Right.
They're being paid
Right.
to play basketball, so they're not going to.
So what about the story about Doc
And they're
Rivers,
paying
who apparently got
millions.
skin cancer? Was it skin cancer? He got some kind of cancer. He had to have operation to get it removed, and the owner would not cover it.
No, and it does.
So-
he shows the type of person he is.
Right.
Whether or not they're ignoring it or didn't know the full extent of it, we will find out once the
Once
season's
it
over
settles.
and everything comes out and whatever happens, whether he stays with the team or they take the team away from him, or if these players stay or leave. That's when you'll find out, is when players leave or he leaves, all the real information will come out from what they've known as well.
Okay. Maybe.
Maybe. They might keep some of it inside, but I think that's when you'll find out whether or not it was known, how bad it really was, if he
Right.
said more things in the locker room and stuff, and there's so many times where he could have, if this is how you are, if you're racist, you can't hide it all the time. And especially if you're with them,
Apparently he couldn't. So.
if you're with them, it's going to come out, especially he says, private conversations versus public conversations. He might have had private conversations with these players and had these comments, but they might not come out and say it because they'll know they'll get kicked off the team or
Right.
whatever, and maybe not allowed anywhere else, because if you make things public that are a private conversation, how is anyone else going to trust you? And that's what might be going on in their head. So I guess we'll see what happens with all of it as it continues. It's only been going on, it's only been out in public for a couple of days now, and obviously we get more and more information as it comes. It hasn't been 100% verified yet that it was his voice even. Because they
Well,
asked his wife,
He's
and
not
she's,
denying it.
I just
no,
want to say,
he's not denying it and he's not confirming it.
Not
It
denying
sounds
it.
like him. It's I would say it's him, but until it's confirmed by a
Jamie,
voice
what
analyst
team
and
is
all that
this?
stuff.
the LA Clippers,
What did the Clippers do?
basketball, basketball,
Okay, just
basketball.
Yeah, you got it.
Well, I just want to say on a lighter note that I'm an equal opportunity racist. I hate everybody.
All right, Bianca.
So yeah, until you give me a reason to like you, I like you. I don't like you. I
You
mean,
don't like you. I get it.
But yeah, the whole thing is weird, and you tied it in. You both tied it in very well with that whole Barcelona thing, because it's just not. It's obviously not going to be tolerated. Whether it's about the LA Clippers being racist with black people, or if it's about the Barcelona
Oh yeah.
thing.
And the Barcelona fan, they came out today and said they found out who the fan was by like looking at tapes and stuff like that, and they took away his like fan club membership, everything like that. He's never allowed in the stadium again, and I'm pretty sure like this happened before, things like this, and usually they did it first. He's not allowed in their stadium. I do think there's a good chance that he'll be banned from all stadium. Like every stadium.
But apparently this has been happening now for a couple of years with this particular player, Alves something.
Danny Alves. Well, he's saying it happens in Spain.
Yeah.
To him.
He's like, the past years it's been pretty rampant.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's why. Like,
and they're chanting stuff in the stands.
There's fans that chant stuff. There's been allegations of players doing it on the field. There was a player. I don't remember his name. His last name was Ferdinand. And someone said something to him like on the field, and that player ended up being suspended for like half a season because of it. And it was very noticeable because he said something, and like multiple players like charging at him, like trying to fight him, like because I think he used the N-word on the field. And it's just like it's always going. Like I said, there's always going to be people who, in my opinion, were raised wrong when it comes to racism, and it's up to everyone else to keep pushing for people to like get past it. And that's like why I think NBA is going to have more of a respect thing next year, because they have a really good one when it comes to like students and like their reach out program and everything like that. Their NBA cares, but like when it goes to like soccer, when they play international matches, they actually all wear an armband that says respect. And a lot of times players go beforehand and give a speech about racism. Sometimes before matches, like the captain of each team will give like a little short speech, and it's shown on TV and everything like that in multiple languages and everything. And I think we're going to see something like that start to happen more in the NBA, because NBA is definitely a USA majority sport, but it does spread out to the rest of the world, and they can focus more on like this. We need to be done with this in the United States,
right? And
it's a lot harder to kill it all around the world, but like we can get past this. And I do think the newer generations are like racism's dying and dying and dying, and that's who you need. Like, are those professional sports athletes who everyone watches
and
to be making the statement, and they look
yeah.
up to them. They grow up like,
and that's why
whether they're white or black or anything like that, they look up to those athletes in whatever sport they follow, and those are the ones who need to make the statements.
Yeah, and then that's why I'm like so proud that like with this whole banana thing and the Clippers thing like that, and the Miami Heat like standing with their brothers in the same team, showing solidarity, and like. That's what it comes down to, is like show solidarity for everybody and people who you respect. Like you have to show solidarity, otherwise things aren't gonna change. And so I'm very proud and I respect both the Clippers and the Miami Heat, and then all these soccer players, football players, that are banding behind this
eating bananas.
Eating bananas.
I like
and those
photos,
soccer
players
they're
eating
doing
bananas.
they're doing photos and videos, and some of them are pretty funny because they're just like they're making like jokes about it at this point, because they're basically showing like, you know what, this doesn't affect us. Yeah. Like we're all together, we're all the same. We don't care what you do. Like we're gonna keep going. The clip of him eating the bananas, it's pretty funny. Like he just grabs it, like breaks it in half, eats it, and throws it away. In reality, like banana probably helped him out. Like playing soccer, a little bit of potassium, like, but. It was still so wrong, but I'm glad that he was able to just move past it.
Be positive about it and move on.
He took a crappy situation, and he just was like, I'm not going to let it affect me.
Yeah.
And then...
I've been there. Took a crappy situation, peeled the skin back, and had a good time. But speaking of bananas, a new study's out of Kenya that says that size is not always better.
I agree.
Size is not always better when it comes to penis size, basically. There was and first of all, I want to know why there's a study out of Kenya. I mean, I'm not to disparage Kenyan medical superiority, I guess. I don't know. I've never heard of it, but anyway. They had one that says apparently for every 1 inch longer a man's penis was, it increased the likelihood of women being involved in an extramarital partnership by almost 1.5 times everyone else. What was that, Dustin?
I said, huh?
Why?
That's an interesting statistic. I mean, I always find these like statistics, like we've talked about it before, I find them hilarious, because how you get this information is
You asked.
Like,
Well,
no,
you
it's
took
like,
it- well,
it's like,
that's
oh,
why
did
it's called
you
a
cheat on
study.
your husband? Yes.
And I cheated
How
on
big
him
is his
'cause he was
penis?
too big.
Yeah. Like,
Well, it says women associated large penises with pain and discomfort during sex, which precludes the enjoyment of sexual satisfaction that women are supposed to feel. Where's Kenya?
Africa.
I know where.
I've actually I've heard that before from friends. Friends of mine who are female. Who have had sex with someone and be like, yeah, he's too big. It is not
Because
comfortable.
you're okay. Like, obviously, I'm a transgender woman. I don't have a vagina yet, but your cervix is only so big. Like, so if you have somebody with a really large penis like that, it hits
It hits what?
the back.
The back?
Where it's not supposed to hit. Or it's
Your tonsils?
It can hit. Maybe you're putting your guts out. But I'm gonna go on record here and say that most of my girlfriends and me personally, I don't like length. I prefer girth. I prefer them to bang the walls out. Do some demolition derby up in there.
So Roto-Rooter
Because
go
it's
the other
like-
way.
So I've heard the
Because-
first part before, but I haven't heard the second. I've heard
Girth.
that girth is better, but I have not heard
I have
that
to
I like them
agree.
to bang the walls out, which
Do
is
some demolition.
fantastic.
Because
A chub is better
it's
than a
supposed-
spear,
It's
I
supposed
think,
to.
yeah.
Your orifices stretch.
Yeah.
They don't stretch lengthwise; they stretch widthwise.
Right.
So it's like
You gotta push that baby crown out.
Yes. So yes, I would agree with this study. Penis size length is painful.
Well, it says, in fact, one woman interviewed for the study told the researchers the following. She said, some penis may be large, yet my vagina is small. When he tries to insert it inside, it hurts so much that I will have to look for another man who has a smaller penis and who can do it in the way I can enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Which is,
I'm not a size queen,
sounds-
but I've never
sounds
had that
reasonable.
problem.
But then it says here too. It says that the research mainly focused on female infidelity. So.
Because HIV is a big problem in Africa still, and they're trying to figure out ways to stem HIV back. Because obviously, I mean, condoms
So
are
if
one
you
thing.
have a large penis, you shouldn't have sex.
Well, they don't want their women cheating and going out, but
okay.
Because it spreads it. If you have one partner, there's less of a spread.
Yes.
If you're having multiple partners, there's more potential for spreading it.
but it's just funny. I mean, I mean, that really feeds a stereotype there, right? I mean, they're just basically saying that they used a 15-inch ruler as a standard to measure penises. I mean, because apparently somehow the researchers were able to get erect penises and measure them, just to ensure that their data.
So they find out. So they find out it's like, oh, you've been cheated on. Let's measure your penis. Like, is that like the study that's happening? Like,
I think they went to the women, and the women were like, when they asked
But
them.
if you said they measured, like, so it's like, oh, your wife
Yeah.
told us that she cheated on you because you have too big of a penis. Can we please measure your penis? Like, that's the like.
And
that
isn't the
has
rest
to-
of the world-
that has to happen for this? Like, which is like, who comes up with these studies?
Right, and isn't the rest of the world in the metric system anyway? Like, why are they using a 15-inch ruler? Is that like centimeters or what is
Meters.
I mean,
Centimeters
Meters.
is the metric system.
yeah, they used.
So what-
Inches is. what
so
we're
when you're on a
using over
grinder
here.
profile in the UK, what do you say if you have like a 9-inch cock? I mean, what is
They break
It's
it down by
probably like a
break it down by centimeters.
20
3.5 centimeter or?
Oh no!
I don't know what it is.
centimeters
What's,
I don't know. Girl, I sucked at math.
when I was in Japan, they did the same thing with like weight. You had to go by kilos, and I was
Kilos,
like, oh my
yeah.
god, kilos sound horrible.
And kilos is less than a mile, so 1 kilo is less than a mile. Well, that's why they have. Well, we have the 5K, which
Yeah,
is
5K is
3.2
miles.
miles.
Yeah, 3.2 miles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to run cross country.
If you're taking a mile cock, that's well, God bless them in Kenya.
Sorry, ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'm
Find that out ahead of time.
the what?
Find that out ahead of time. Don't like
Just send a
if
dick
it's
pic.
no, you know what I mean. Like if you have like that just comes out like if it's about infidelity and stuff like that. It comes down to like you have sex with them, it's painful, you don't like it. Don't marry that person. You know
Well,
what I mean?
some
Like
people aren't, but in Africa, like a lot of weddings. and
Wives are like
marriages
12 years old,
arranged.
13.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
really fair. No. Nah.
So let's just leave that to Kenya.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Kenya's over there, but Robin S. is back here at the Brass
Yes.
Rail on Monday, Cinco de Mayo.
yes.
Is-
Monday,
is-
Cinco de
what's
Mayo.
the title of the night?
It is It's a Manic Monday, Cinco de Mayo with Robin S.
So there'll still be 80s music around
There'll still
her?
be 80s music. We're doing $2 wells up until 11.
Is it on the website? Is it?
Yeah, it's on our website at thebrassrailsd.com. You could buy tickets ahead of time. It's $5 pre-sale. It should start out at $5 at the door, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Like 30. We've got 5 spots left in here. It's $30.
So go online, buy them. Pre-sale is going to be $5 up until the day of. So go buy your tickets. That way you can lock in that price.
Okay, I'm excited. I love Robin S. That just brings back a lot of memories. That'd be a lot of fun for Manic Monday here at the Brass Rail.
It's going to be a good time.
Any events coming up at Harvey Milk's or Bourbon Street you want to let us know about?
Jeez, just put me on the spot there.
She's like, just that I bartend.
Yeah, come see me.
Come see her. I will. I love it.
Yeah, I got to go to Harvey Milk still. Never been. So
You need to come in.
I need to go.
I'll definitely come in and take care.
I saw they had a bubble machine up yesterday. Is that a permanent thing? Or
For our Sundays now, we do have a bubble machine, and it has generated so much more business. Like people.
It gets your attention. We
it
just
gets
drove
your
by
atten-
and you saw
yeah,
the bubble
and
machine.
We have. There's so many people that I've seen on Instagram and like Facebook that are like taking pictures with the bubbles like in the background and like Harvey Milk there.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a good idea, and I credit Leo Matthew for that. Hey, girl.
Yay.
But no, it's God, why am I not drawing a blank on our upcoming events?
It's okay, girl.
But yeah, the on Sunday nights or Sunday days now,
Sunday
we
fun
will
day.
have the
Mimosas.
bubble machine.
Mimosas
Have
and
you extended
bubbles.
mimosas that are already going on, or is that?
The mimosas go on. This people don't know this is that we have $4 wells, and then we have $8 bottomless mimosas every day. It's not
Oh,
just
wow.
a Sunday thing.
Oh,
It is
man.
every day.
That's nice because I have Monday, Tuesdays off.
Yeah,
so.
I was like,
Yeah.
I've got Tuesdays off. That sounds fantastic.
So it's every day. So from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m.
Man, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Well-
and then we have our always $5 Bloody Marys for your hangover cure.
I'm so excited you joined us tonight. This is a lot
Yeah,
of
it
fun.
was awesome.
We
Thank
really
you.
love having you. Don't forget,
Yeah.
you can watch this show, and they said, and he said, she said, on hsss.tv, and see all our episodes and comment. Let us know what you think, and we'll be happy to respond. Well, I guess that wraps it up for tonight. Racism and all, penis, bananas.
How much
Everything.
more time do we have?
Oh, that's it. We're done.
That's it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we're done.
Okay.
Out like that. So until next week, we'll see you before Robin S. at the Brass Rail.
Deuces.
And I'll see you at Harvey's.